Hello, friends. What's going on? Interesting game to bring to you today. Hope you're looking forward to it. This is on a map called Cup, which I actually envisioned many years ago for the event I run, Hidden Cup. I wanted the middle to kind of look like a cup, like a trophy. It's a really weird looking cup or trophy if that's the case. But anyways, it was kind of one of my babies. You know, I got to paint, started drawing out some ideas, worked on it with Hank and Algernon, two of my map makers, and it's really fun map. So we're going to talk about it here. We've got Duve, one of the players from my community, playing as the Britons here in the blue. In the red, we've got Sully, playing as the Vietnamese. You may recognize these players from community games. They're both around 1,500 elo, and I believe this is part of a little Discord tourney they are running right now. I believe it's in Duve's Discord. It could be Sully's. I think it's Duve's Discord because I think they call it the Duve's Cord. Yeah, the Duve's Cord. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And I've been scouting out games, trying to find some good matches. We got one here. So let's break down the map and why I like it so much, right? So we've all seen water maps where you control one area of water, and then it's like, okay, that person has water now, right? I like a lot of pros and cons, right? I like a little bit more chess and checkers combination within Age of Empires games. So the idea is you could take the water here if you wish to with dock, but your ships will not be able to pass this little strip of land. So any investment you go into here, it controls the region that is directly between the players, which is obviously really important, but then you can't go over here. And over here, you have more water, and also an island where there's gold. So yeah, it could be very important to control this area. But if you do that, then you're not controlling the area directly between you and the enemy, right? So there's lots of things you can try. And sometimes you'll see players not take water at all as well, because the amphibious terrain here allows land units to go over it. So there's a lot of cool things. Back at home, everything else is fairly standard. Yeah, I don't know that I don't know what version they're using here. It's been a bit since I've had a Hidden Cup, so we have not used Cup in any of my events in a long time. So maybe this is our original map scripting from back in the day. We're going to have to take a look. This is a giant chunk of wood line, though, which kind of blocks off Duve's access to these other golds. But usually, because of the way the wood's set up, his players will wall a bit. So I could see this being walled, this being walled. So scouting is really important to know what the opponent's going to do and how you want to counter it. Both of these civilizations here are very good economically. I think that it's pretty even, but since the Vietnamese received a recent buff where their eco-technology is also researched faster, maybe some people consider Vietnamese to be a bit better. But both players are docking in this region right now. But yeah, just a little side note before we get into it. I've been really busy lately, been planning a bunch of stuff. I've been teasing announcements, blah, 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 and you know, obviously, you probably guys know Titans League's been happening. So, look at Duve Micro's fishing ship. Because he saw Sully's scout there. I like it. So anyways, been working hard. But I wanted to just find a moment to cast some games for you guys. And not necessarily have it be something from TTL that's happening right now. And I hope you guys are down for this. Also, really interested in casting a bit more variety and a bit more mid-elo. So and keeping my eye out for you, and thanks for the support and the interest in watching, because still pretty ridiculous deal that this game's alive again. It sounds so old. This game's been back for a long time now, but you know, like, it hasn't felt that long to me, having been doing it for like 10 years or so now. You know, I remember where we were, and now I'm casting Duve and Sully. Like, what in the world? What is this? What is this existence? I'm sorry, they're tight in my community, so they're going to hear that, and they're going to be slightly offended, but also hopefully respect the joke. All right, so thus far, Duve, he hasn't actually scouted the fact that his opponent is fish. Sully is all over these fishing ships. Duve's done a good job to protect the fishing ships. Sully's done a good job to be annoying. They both clicked up at very similar times here. And Sully's scout is a bit weak from before. There was a just passing moment. Now, this map has fixed town centers, so you should know the opponent's town center is there, even if you're not Vietnamese. Obviously, Sully being Vietnamese, that is a Vietnamese bonus. So Sully is aware of that. So Will we see players contest water? I feel like it would make sense. You both have a dock here. You don't. It's not like you need to invest into an additional dock if your opponent's dock the other side. I think it would make sense for both players to add some fire galleys, potentially some demos. And then it's honestly how they transition everything from there. They should have... Duve pauses and says cat. Classic. The cat's got on his keyboard. But yeah, like they should be able to have some wood available as well to go for a barracks or an archery range. Should. Like there's a barracks from Sully. Sully's done a better job spending his wood right now. I like that build up a little bit more than I'm liking Duve's. And Duve is going to have 500 plus wood when he gets into the next stage. And Sully talking to him says, let me scout, bro. I think he wants to see what's going on back here. Dude, you could tell Duve's approach. Duve is like, I'm going to delay my buildings. My focus is going to be primarily on making sure I don't get rushed on land. And he's done a good job to scout his base and utilize it. And then we might see him invest into the water, but then transition into some military buildings on land. And, you know, if you're walled, see, Duve forgot a house. See, Duve was so focused on walling, he's forgot to build a house. But, you know, like, once you get the walls down, in theory, the opponent's land army isn't going to accomplish that much anyways. Duve a little bit slow here over the last couple minutes. We're going to blame the cat. Fire galleys on the way. Fire galleys on the way. They're both going to be firing it up in the middle. Could see... I'm not sure. 1,500 elo. They're probably repairing ships, right? Interesting that Duve actually prioritized the scout initially. I would definitely want to prioritize the scout because you can't repair the scout. And well played there, Duve. Well played Sully, though, who's going to get the repair in. And Duve, yeah, Duve, is he going to do it too? Again, I'm not that familiar with casting 1500s. I could definitely see a lot of 1500s just saying, screw it. 1500s, pretty solid rank, though. These guys know what they're doing here. No eco upgrades for Sully. So actually, I take that part of it back. Sully forgot that because of all the focus on the scouting and the fires. So that's got to improve. But ultimately, eventually, this water's not going to really mean that much. It looks like Sully is going to have the edge right now. And Duve says water is dumb. See, I thought that he really looked lazy earlier. I think he's repairing because he saw his opponent repair. And a part of him was like, are you kidding me? We really doing that? Sully says this is fun. So these guys are having a ton of fun, which I love it. I mean, the game itself is going to be solid, but I love how they're friends and just jawing back and forth here. And Duve's approach has just been farming eco. Now, this is demo territory, okay? You want to have some fun on water, Duve? Make a demo. And just go try and explode the opponent's fish. There's only going to be... there's only 100 food left there, anyways. And Duve is double fortifying these palisades here. Res collected so far in this game. Pretty close. More for Sully. But I have a feeling that this army from Sully is not going to be able to accomplish much. And the lack of farming eco for Sully could be a concern here, right? Ideally, now, if Sully would be spending all that wood. But Sully's focusing on microing the water, microing the archers, bringing the Vil over here. So you only have so much speed to work with as a player. You can only do so many actions. It's what actions are you going to do? And what I like about this map is it's where are you going to go, right? We have seen Sully accomplish control over this region. I don't even know what you call this. This area. But now, this is something that is really resourceful. Using the fires to take out the house is really smart. Duve probably didn't think about that possibility until now. But Duve's going to add a range. Could easily add his own archers in here. Could always go for skirms. And still does feel like it's going to be tough for Sully to break. Behind this, Sully has the farms added. Good stuff. I definitely feel like Sully's going to add a market soon. And by Sully, I mean Duve. You can tell the Duve's under pressure. Also, like, you're losing houses to Navy. Your opponent's got a forward villager. You don't have army yet. You're behind by 300 score. You also lost your scout. Like, this is just pressure all the time. And sometimes you just feel like you need that market because you think you're going to be in a worse position than you really are. He's going to sell all of his stone, buy some food. He really wants to rush castle. And just stressful times here for Duve. Stressful times. Over here, there's a market as well for Selly. Now, what I would have liked to have seen... Now, again, limited possibilities here, but you have map control right now if you're Selly. So I think that docking over here and adding a couple fishing ships with all this wood would be really nice. Like, fish trapping here, I guess that's not a horrible decision. But, like, I think in a similar light, it would make more sense and less investment to add fishing ships over here. And I think Sully's now thinking about that. And then you have a dock up over there in the future to control the stones and golds in this area, which is really important. And that's kind of what I get excited about, too. It's like, do you town center this area to control it? Do you add Navy to control it? Like, what do you do? There's always options all the time. Also, this is one of the rare maps in AoE2 where there's actually no hills. So there's no, like, elevation to speak of where you can, castle a hill or siege push a hill. It's all flat terrain, which I think hills are good for the game, don't get me wrong, but I was thinking, like, maybe some hills here, but it's already a really important area. I don't know. Technically, we could, like, have everything on a hill and then have this be at the bottom. That'd be pretty cool. Like, the water's, like, sloped down, kind of like Golden Pit. But, don't want to get too crazy with it. So, Doc's going to go down here for Duve. Duve, 15 seconds away from Castle Age. Sully's been the dominant player this far, but it hasn't been crazy. And Sully forgot that he opened this up to build the dock. And now you're going to see Duve get value from an army he should never get value from. And he was really patient. He walked in here a bit before he went in. And, ooh, Sully with the quick houses. Okay. Sully just rewalled this. I don't know if he remembers this villager's out here. And, yeah, that villager's destined to die. His friend said, nope, you're not escaping. And, these players of this rank obviously going to make some mistakes here or there. That's a good example of a mistake. And it bails Duve out a little bit. Able to not only kill villagers, but delay villagers on the berries, and also delay lumberjacks. That makes eco pretty messy for Sully. Duve's got to be careful. But you don't want to go this way too far, because the fire galleys, he's going to now just park on the farms. I like this a lot. Honestly, I'd suggest this for a lot of players. You have map control. You're waiting for the opponent to kill this. Sit them here on stand ground, and then just look at home, so you can add your town centers, add farms, or whatever you want to do. We actually have Duve going for a monastery already. Interestingly enough, what Duve does not see right now, as Sully doesn't react on the front, what Duve does not see is that there's the ranges behind this. He obviously knows there's ranges, but he doesn't understand it's double range, which I don't think you do much more. I think that you would continue to just do the same thing you are doing right now. You see this a lot in this game, guys, where players will be really good at getting a lead in Feudal versus players who kind of struggle in Feudal. But then the players who typically get a lead in Feudal, they then have more weaknesses in their early Castle Age. It's interesting how it all balances out. But Duve's on 2 TCs, producing pretty consistently out of those town centers. He's up to 12 crossbowmen now. And Sully really hoping to recover here. And you can tell Sully is a little uncertain on what to do. Sully did get bloodlines, did get armor for knights. I haven't seen a knight just yet because the food eco's been a nightmare. But honestly, because Duve is splitting up units like this, the one knight might actually be enough. Duve's going to back away, though, and Duve already had the monk. I wonder if Duve added the monastery because of seeing the stable. Or maybe just Duve likes to have that monastery out there. That's huge. Really nice job. Getting ballistics now as well. Oh, this is looking rough for Sully. Now, Sully's got some chaotic energy, okay? If you've watched community games recently, Sully's been in them, and Sully's one of the best community game players. Really entertaining to watch. So I'm waiting for the chaos to turn into something here for Sully. Well, okay, but for now, Sully broke through here. And it's Duve's turn not to realize that there's a hole. Farm also got shot down. These crossbows are going to be annoying. Both players clearly struggling a little bit with the multitasking. Sully microing like a maniac right now. What's it say the military APM is right now? Okay, so it's pretty similar from both. Similar rank, similar speed players. I'd like to see maybe a demo raft out of this dock, just in case Duve goes too close to the water here. Even here, a demo would have been really good. But Sully goes for siege, and I think this could have come in a lot earlier. I think not having siege before was a mistake. Duve gets too close to the water, though, loses both monks. So now, this army's not looking all that strong. Does have ballistics, though. Duve's definitely gained economically. Sully kind of struggling there. But Sully now has Elite Skirm on the way. And with a couple Elite Skirms could find reward and kill these crossbowmen. And finally, maybe Sully could just chill out a little bit. But the problem is, Sully had no army momentum. And Duve is Britons, and Duve is just having a field day right now. I don't know what Sully's looking at exactly. Must be distracted. Seems really torn on where to take what. It's 15 villager kills now for Duve. And Sully's just straight up falling apart. Like, Duve has been so consistent with the crossbow production this whole time. It's just make crossbows, add eco. And Sully's like, a little bit of knights in my life. Little bit of fish traps. Little bit of elite skirms. And boom! Sully clears it up. Duve finally kind of gets punished for being in too many spots at once. And uh-oh. Uh-oh. This could be rough. I know Duve, there was a game I had uploaded. Actually, you know what? I felt so bad, I don't think I uploaded it. Duve, again, I'm like, these guys are a big part of the community, right? So I interact with them a decent amount, see them around my streams and videos and whatnot. And so it was a small map show match, and he had it. Like, he could have won, probably should have won, and didn't. And I recall him messaging me and saying, like, of course you saw that one, right? Something along those lines. So I like the thought process here for Duve. You're already spending a lot of wood. You already have a lot on wood and gold for your current army count or army type in crossbowmen. You need a little bit of something more now that there's elite skirms. So adding navy does make perfect sense. Another monk's gonna bite the dust, but Duve with the split micro, splitting like a god, takes out the mango quite nicely. And a couple war galleys mixed in with this could be good, and it makes it tough for Sully to push. Now, Duve has more eco, but Duve has 40 on wood right now. So you need to spend that, and Duve's starting to do that. Beautiful farms around the university. All right. So the professors are interacting with the farmers. We've also pop-capped a little bit. And again, just a reminder, this game's kind of hard, right? But this is kind of the back and forth that you can see when you're looking at 1500 elo. Very few players are 1500. I think it's your 1500, your top 2000 in the world, which I think is a lot. It's definitely, even though our player base isn't as big as other games, still pretty impressive. The lack of demos from Sully is just horrible. Like, 1 or 2 demo rafts. Duve has passed this dock multiple times. It would be disgusting. But, just so focused on everything else at the moment, of course. Duve goes to run in, going for the kill. Duve's not going to find that kill. Now, res collected. Let's look at it. Res collected. Duve's obviously collected more. The balance isn't necessarily there, though, so that could be a concern. They pretty much have the same amount on food right now. But there's a lot of crossbowmen. We still have this dock over here from Sully. He still has potential to go over here, but he seems really focused on defense. He said this is fun earlier when playing water, and now he's got ships on his face, and I don't know if he's enjoying it as much. Oh, siege from Duve in the middle. God, make a demo raft. Thank God. Maybe Sully was luring Duve into a false sense of security this whole time. I think that might have been it. Like, if I don't make a demo when I should make a demo, he's just going to continue to sit here. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, now it's like Duve is just getting out of here right in time. There's still a chance the crossbows get hit. But make a demo on the other side. That's what I want to see. This is bothering me, man. Guys, I really hope we get a demo. Oh, no, there's no demo over here. Oh, it's so sad. Something just hit the house there. Hold on, what was that? Okay, well, this just sums up the whole freaking game for me. Demo hits the house instead of the skirmishers. All right, guys. This might as well be titled T90 gets upset because of no demos. I mean, they're thinking about it. Great micro again, though, from Duve. He is playing with fire, though, man. Not fire ships. Not demos either. Sully also playing a risky game. Who's going to hit one? Someone's going to hit one. That's a lot of skirms. No ballistics, though, so the crossbows can move away, and okay. Folks, we have another demo raft being made from Sully over here. This game has been really micro-intensive. You can tell Duve's looking at his base for a second. He's macroing. There's the farms. Classic, right? You go to add farms, boom, lose your army. Nice shot. Gets another kill. Not bad. Mangonel getting attacked by villagers. Attack round from Sully. Very nice attack round there from Sully. And uh-oh. Duve's getting rocked again. The demo raft is now on the way. There's a bigger demo. And... oh, no! Oh, no, Duve. That was horrible. He lost his demo to a weaker demo, and he lost his crossbows. And Sully is 30 eco behind, folks, but has actually still got a chance due to a couple of these engagements. So finally the demo pays off. Wow, what a back and forth game. I love the relatability, though, of the moment there for Duve where you've got the lead, you're controlling the game with army, you need to add economy, right? So how many of you can relate to that? Where you go to do that, and then you lose your army. And it was Sully who really took a long time to build up the courage to make demos. He finally ended up doing it. But does he recognize that Duve wants revenge now? Because these guys are dangerously close to the water. I'm not a big fan of that. Oh, they see it. They see it. Oh, that's going to be a big demo here. The demo's going to go bam. Yeah, well, okay, well, you know, it killed the villager and it killed the mangonel. Demos can be really weird sometimes. Sully's like, I can advance out now. There's no demos. Oh, no. What? Ah! I don't know what's happening. There's a castle going up at home for Duve. We've expected different things to happen. These players are extremely flawed in the best of ways, okay? The eco is more balanced for both than ever. Duve has collected more of every resource in this game. Obviously, you have to make that count for something. And Imperial Age is going to be on the way for Duve, who's basically said, I'm avoiding the water now. Water is scary. I don't trust myself out here. What did he say at the start? Water is dumb. I can understand why he thinks it. And so now he's back to just trying to mass archers. And when he's in him with the Britons, he does get extra range. Now, I like the thought process here. We see a stable going up for Duve. You'll definitely have the food. It does make sense to me to mix in some light cav as well, even just to raid your opponent. As Sully, using the market quite heavily, wants to click up to the Imperial Age as well. The game's gotten awfully silent out here. So I think for Sully recognizes that maybe Duve is looking to click up. And Duve is just chilling right now, and the skirms from Sully are going to loop over here. Now, this will get interesting if Sully sees this, because I think you might get scared of it, but if your opponent's just adding the stables and you still have all these skirms, they might not have the army yet. So some players might run away. Obviously, we're going to see Sully try and get the villager kills. But yeah, you see the hesitancy there from Sully. I actually think Sully just stood there for a little bit. Wouldn't be the worst thing. But then again, who knows if Duve is docked somewhere. I would really like to see a dock just for random demos. Like, just because it didn't work... yeah, there we go. Just because it didn't work the last time doesn't mean it's not going to work this next time. Okay, so you've got options, guys, if you see your opponents going into stables here. You need to keep skirms alive. I actually have a suggestion. It does feel a little bit out of place versus the Britons, but I think this is much easier. Because think about this. We've got barracks going up for Sully. Think about the cost here. Pikeman's much cheaper now. Even in the past, it wasn't that expensive. But okay, so Pikeman's a couple hundred resources. Then Armor's 100 food. But then Halb is 900 resource. Then you're investing like all this wood into barracks, right? What if You already are 4 blacksmith upgrades deep on leather archer armor and bodkin arrow, and you're already going to want more upgrades for your skirms. I think if you don't have the eco setup, and it's situational, it always depends, right? My suggestion would actually be just make life easier for yourself and don't tech switch at all. You've got great archers, great skirms. Drop down 3 more ranges and make a combination of crossbow with the skirms. You see pros do this a lot. Mid-elo players, they like to tech switch, which is good, which is fine. I just want to put that thought in your brain. Now, I think the thing to say against the argument against what I said is you are against Britons. So do you want to commit to more archers when you're up against Britons who have the longer range archers? I still think it's justifiable because you can get imp skirm with the Vietnamese, but yeah. We'll see how the pikeman switch pays off. I actually have not seen this game, so I have no clue, but it's just a thought. Love the outposting from Sully here. And I love the fact that he's now sitting on the island with his skirm so he doesn't get boomed. What happened there? Did the demo take out the ram, or did the ram just boink the demo? I don't know what you consider that. Anyways, Duve sees these skirms, and Duve's probably like, didn't land a demo again. But there's no reason to be scared of these skirms if you're in the Imperial Age. And there's also light cav in combination with this, and this is one of the best comps you can have in the game, is Arbalest light cav, and it's with the Britons here. So Sully's got to pull back. We see Imp Skirmisher as the first click, and we're going to see Pike mixed in as well. Now, here's the other thing. Watch how fast the light cav die to the skirms. If he fires. Well, he's scared at the moment. At this point, like, it also takes your opponent time to get the armor upgrade on their cav too, so the skirms would actually kill these light cav on their own so far, no problem. I think eventually, though, Duve's obviously going to get more upgrades, so Imperial Skirmisher being in. Let's see if these Imperial Skirmishers can hold. Vietnamese are known for being really good in the late game. Now, we don't have the armor, the final armor upgrade research just yet. That armor upgrade's now on the way. And we have Duve crossing the seas that he is so scared of to drop a castle here on this gold. This is a really good spot for him. Really good positioning. I wonder, does he know how exposed these resources are? This is pretty exposed. But he wants to make sure that he stabilizes here. And we're going to see docks now. We even see the galleon upgrade for Duve. So, wow, yeah, he's thinking invest into the water more and more here. And so, you know, the pikemen were added because of seeing a couple stables, but all the pikes do is just die to the archers anyways. In theory, obviously, if those cav dive, you know, can be good. It's just, honestly, it's just tricky being up against the Britons. So, castle for Sully. Right near the crossing here. He knows his opponent has a castle, so he'll be thinking about going for the for some trebuchets probably. We've got more ranges as well. For Duve even researching Cavalier right now. Duve probably feels like the only thing my opponent's going to make is Imperial Skirm. So let's go for something a bit stronger. And if you've got control of this gold, I think it makes sense. It's very rare these days to see players go like Arbalest and Cavalier combined because of the gold cost. But it suits the situation here. Some civs can do it naturally, like the Portuguese, because their gold units are so cheap, can do it naturally in any game, any map, in normal circumstances. But at Duve, you've got the gold, spend the gold, and Cavalier are much stronger. I am not sure about being here, though, where with slow units, where the Imperialist skirmishers can then surround you. I'm not sure I like that. I'm sure we're going to see Duve freak out and bring a bunch of Cavalier over. Yeah, the Cavalier. He's like, oh, no. But, I mean, he's doing the right thing to run away instead of just sit here and fight. And it's a pretty close game. Duve definitely has the eco lead, but it's not too crazy. Especially since we have Trebs building up right now from Sully. So Sully could maybe use this time to build up the Trebs towards the castle. And I'm curious to see how many Trebs we see from Sully. I scream do not trickle Treb 16 times a week. He's at least here for half that. Well, not really. I don't know, actually, if that's the case. Because Sully's big day is community game day. But anyways, You gotta wait till you get 4 trebs to make your move here. Or, you know, if it gets really bad, maybe force the issue. I don't know. I think that seeing Galleon is not going to instill any confidence for Sully. Great job from Duve. He didn't lose all of his ARPs. And we do have Trebs going for the Siege Workshop now. Duve's got 2 of his own trebuchets. 18 Cavalier on the field. They'll be grouping up here shortly. And it seems like Duve knows I've got to push this area. Cannon Galleon added from Duve. I feel much earlier than the pros do. So many people make comments about Cannon Galleons these days on like migration and whatnot. Love to see that addition. It's easy to do. You've got the docks already. And yeah, we're going to need to see a really big fight here. It's going to be Halb and also Imperial Skirmisher combined. Pretty big armies, but a bigger army for Duve. And Duve's got more gold to spend. Let's see. Here we go. There are the Trebs. Sully's on 3. I think he's going to Treb War, actually. Which is normally a little bit risky against the Britons, right? Because Britons do get that Werewolf tech, which means they'll win every Treb War. But it's, I think, a desperation move at the moment for Sully, who really isn't feeling confident that this can be pushed back. The Imp Skirms are getting pushed back by the Cavalier. They're fully upgraded. What a great choice to go Cavalier. If this was Light Cav, the Imp Skirms would hold on a whole lot more. A Cannon Galleon can be used versus the Trebs, which is happening right now. And we do have more Halbs, more Skirms coming out, but the pop for Sully not looking much better. Remember, Duve does have this gold area. And he's done some smart things as well. Like, once he takes out these Trebs, I'll show you. Well, GG's called. Something he's done here is he's thought, okay, I have the middle. It's really tempting sometimes to drop 2 and 3 castles in this middle area, but then you're exposed over here. So he's starting to protect the other areas of his base with castles. Sully did drop stable here and was starting to raid with Light Cav, which is a good idea, right? That's why Duve would drop this type of castle, so he's not exposed. I would place it further out, but still, the idea is there. But unfortunately, I think Sully just realizes I'm just going to lose the front of my base. I don't have enough army anymore. These Cannon Galleons, these Trebs will take the rest of my eco out. Oh, might have also seen the Cavalier that I didn't see run into his eco as well. And so, yeah, I thought that was a good little game. Man, I'm glad we got to see one demo shot. Because for a while there, I thought we weren't going to get any. That was kind of funny, but yeah, I love this map, man. It's funny. It's wild to me to look back and all the crazy games we've had on this map. After I just loaded up on Paint one day and was like, okay, here's what I'm thinking. And I explained the water aspect, maybe where I wanted gold. And then I basically said, can you make it look like a cup? And now it's called Cup. Like, I don't know if it's a good name, but we're stuck with it. I like the map a lot. Hope to use it with some events in the future someday. Duve, 54,000 resources collected. We've got food, gold, stone. Really well played from him. I think, honestly, it was fun to see it. Like, he struggled with army control, but he had good eco. So his defense was good in Feudal Age, and then his eco was better leading up towards Castle. For Sully, I think the big thing here that would have helped him is making a demo here earlier in Feudal. There were a lot of situations where units were passing across, and like, I'm trying to remember how these things moved around. Well, obviously the hull didn't help Sully either, but even still, like, these units are going through. Making fire galleys in both areas of water would have been really helpful, because then Duve, even if he wanted to pass through this middle area, fire galleys are still able to hit him. It still delays him. I think the fact that Sully had to leave this whole wood line, leave all the farms, leave all the berries, all that stuff within a short period of time is what undid his eco. And, like, I think it was very avoidable. So players maybe not utilizing the water as much as they could have here. But it's cool we kind of got to see a mix, which is what the map's about. So, yeah, let me know, guys. If you enjoyed the cast, please give me a comment. Like I said, trying to find as many entertaining games to bring to you guys as possible. Will be plenty more Titans League. Will still be community games and low elo legends, but trying to find more reason for you guys to come back every day. And this game was perfect. So, anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.